Well, Claire, today is the first day of the trial. Usually the state prosecution presents its accusations towards the defendants. We know that the group of youngsters, altogether 9 people, are being accused of 20 racially motivated murders and 12 more murder attempts with grievous bodily harm done to all the injured and those involved in those crimes. The trial is expected to take quite a long time, as of course the prosecution has to present evidence to support their claims. Then the defense will come out with their side of the story. We haven't yet been confirmed on whether this will be a trial by jury, but it is very likely that the process will be a closed one, as it is a very sensitive issue, and all the youngsters involved are of legal age, but just so. The leader of the group, Artur Renault, is just 18 years of age, and according to the prosecutors and the police, he and his gang had been operating for around 8 months. They would call each other up, arrange a meeting, and go out looking for men they deemed non-Slavic. It is when Artur Renault was detained, he'd actually confessed to committing nearly 40 racially motivated crimes. It appears that the prosecution feels confident that they will be able to prove only 20 murders and 12 murder attempts, but still that makes a huge case, a very high-profile case of Russia fighting a problem that has been a very high priority on the list of issues to tackle in modern Russian history.
I mean, this isn't the first high-profile case of its kind. Can you talk us through what other trials there have been?
Indeed, well, actually at the same court here in Moscow City Court, another trial is due to start of 13 youngsters who are also accused of racially motivated murders and murder attempts. That process is a closed one because none of the involved are actually of legal age, and the interest there is, of course, whether they will be charged and tried as adults or whether they will be charged and tried as teenagers that they are. But this isn't a first or second case of its kind. Racism and xenophobia is a very serious problem in Russia, and the authorities do seem to be doing their best to tackle it and bring more and more cases to court. I've looked at the problem a little bit closely in my report.
69 people killed in racially motivated crimes in the first half of 2008. Already more than all of last year put together. Hundreds have been injured, and thousands more are scared of simply living their day-to-day lives. All because of people like him. Artur Renault confessed to nearly 40 racially motivated murders. This brutal stabbing of a man from Tajikistan, captured on CCTV, is just one of them. Police soon found out the teenager wasn't a lone hater, and 9 of his gang members were soon detained as well.
They kept in touch via mobile phones and the internet. Then they'd get together for what they called actions. Their attacks were always sudden and had one purpose only: to kill.
The gang's manhunts took place in the evenings. Lurking in underpasses and dark alleys, they sought out men they deemed non-Slavic and murdered them. This case is one of many coming to court, and the guilty verdict comes with a lengthy prison term. Only a few months ago, Moscow's court found 8 men guilty of blowing up a multi-ethnic market in the capital, an attack that killed 14 and injured nearly 50. They received sentences ranging from life to 2 years in prison. But many believe that to successfully fight xenophobia and racism, more is needed.
We need a federal program to fight xenophobia, maybe even a national plan like the one fighting corruption.
The steps authorities are taking today are steps towards a more tolerant future for Russia. But it's not only the legislation, it's people's tolerance that needs to change. And that is a lot harder than saying case closed.
So a very big problem for Russia and a very high-profile case. We will, of course, be keeping you updated as the trial begins.
Indeed, well, Katerina Azarova down at Moscow City Court.